Imagine floating in infinite space, only to see our sun. In this remote corner of the universe lies a planet once known as the ninth planet, now transformed and shrouded in mystery. This is Pluto, a celestial body that continues to amaze scientists and astronomers. Our journey begins with the New Horizons spacecraft, a human intelligence probe sent to discover the secrets of this mysterious dwarf planet. Join us as we walk among the famous planets to discover the amazing sights and mysteries of Pluto. However, this famous dwarf planet is not without its amazing sights that amaze experts and the public. To take a closer look at the oldest member of our planetary system, NASA sent the New Horizons probe to Pluto a few years ago. The unmanned spacecraft didn't reach the Kuiper Belt object until 2015, but the mission produced the high-resolution images of the tiny celestial object that we're showing you today. Will you join us on our journey to the world's greatest mysteries? So remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss our next video. Just let us know that you like the content of our posts and that you like it. It's August 24th, 2006, and Pluto has been stripped of its status as a planet. More than 70 years since the celestial body was first discovered, Pluto has become a powerful member of our planetary system. However, this changed when the original purpose of the aircraft was redefined. Prior to this scientific discovery, many other objects had been discovered in the Kuiper Belt, some as large as Pluto. To prevent the number of planets known to the world from jumping to unmanageable numbers, a new class of dwarf planets was introduced, now called Pluto, a celestial body orbiting the Sun at an average distance of about 4 billion miles. Due to its unusual orbit, this dwarf planet takes 248 years to completely orbit our host star. The great distance between the Sun and Pluto creates the freezing temperature that dominates the celestial body. In fact, Pluto's thermometer does not go above 360 degrees Fahrenheit. At about 6.8 million square kilometers, Pluto's surface is about the size of the continent of South America. This dwarf world is 70% rock and 30% water ice. We now know that Pluto has at least 5 natural satellites. The largest and most famous variable is the moon Charon. This satellite was discovered in 1978 and is about 750 miles across. Therefore, Charon is more than half the size of Pluto itself. Because of this amazing size ratio, it is called the Pluto-Charon binary system. Unlike the Earth-Moon system, the center of gravity around which the two celestial bodies revolve is not on the dwarf planet, but outside Pluto. More detailed than ever before, this image, showing the dwarf planet in all its glory, was taken by the spacecraft from a distance of 22,000 miles. This image has been corrected so that we can see it in the natural colors that the human eye sees when looking directly at a celestial body. What is surprising when we see this amazing image is that the exterior of Pluto is decorated by minor planets. This phenomenon means that the surface of the dwarf world has been renewed for thousands of years. It seems that Pluto may not have survived galactic collisions. As a result, natural processes must continue to work on a small celestial body and then cover all the signs of impact. But on our planet, meteorites are similar. Here, the wind, water circulation, and debris remove the holes in the galaxy from the Earth. Pluto's surface can be divided into very bright and very dark. In fact, a dwarf planet exhibits the second highest brightness variation known in the universe. Only Saturn's moon, Iaptis, shows surface variations. Pluto's large icy region, called Sputnik Planitia, is named after the satellite of that name, which was the first man-made object to leave Earth. Since the Barzan has no impact, some experts believe that this plane was formed less than 100 million years ago. This land change may continue to this day. At first glance, the ice floor looks like a frozen dirt floor. The visible depressions in the Earth, which we can see in detail, may be the result of wind. The images from Sputnik Planitia that show ice on Pluto's surface are amazing. The flat surface of the so-called Sputnik Planitia rises to an amazing chain of mountains, the size of which is not ashamed of the mountains of our country. Notable elevations on Pluto include the nearly 11,500-foot Mount Nergi and Mount Hillary, which lie on the western side of Sputnik Planitia and rise 5,000 feet above their surroundings. Most of the time, the formations are not just rocks, but water ice. At the freezing point on dwarf planets, water ice turns into rock. How these ice caps form on a celestial body is still a mystery to scientists. In fact, the fact that Pluto is not under the influence of a larger celestial body that can alter the crust of the dwarf planet is a big question mark for experts. This high-resolution image of Pluto's natural surface structure shows what a dwarf planet might look like. At the core of this color-enhanced mosaic, we see a 50-mile-wide stretch of land that stretches from the edge of the so-called Badlands to the icy regions of the dwarf world. To the right of this wonderful image, we have the dark heights known as the Cthulhu Macula. What immediately catches our eye when we look at this picture is the dark red color of the area in question. Experts believe that this color was created by Tulin. It is a combination of organic molecules such as hydrogen, carbon, and nitrogen. This compound is said to be abundant in Pluto, which gives the dwarf world its red-brown color. Cthulhu Macula, meanwhile, sits 1.5 miles above the rest of the tower's terrain. The number of connection holes indicates the location and is clearly visible. These formations are 5 to 8 miles wide and 1.5 miles deep. Pluto's atmosphere is very thin. The thin protective shell that surrounds a celestial body is made up mostly of nitrogen. All that remains is carbon monoxide and a small amount of methane. Thanks to data collected by NASA's New Horizons spacecraft during its mission, we know that Pluto's atmosphere is 1,000 miles above the dwarf world surface. Carbon monoxide, on the other hand, has an internal temperature of minus 364 degrees Fahrenheit. This is also similar to the temperature of the Earth. However, the deepest layers of the natural protective crust are hotter than normal at 292 degrees Fahrenheit. Experts believe that the lower surface temperature is due to the evaporation of methane, which comes from a solid state into the atmosphere. The Arctic region is broken by long trenches. The largest of these landforms can be up to 47 miles in diameter. However, the valleys near this rift structure are about 6 miles wide. The canyons on this dwarf planet appear to be older than the canyon systems found elsewhere on Pluto. Scientists say that the presence of polar ice caps was important in the beginning of the celestial world. An unmapped view of the canyon system shows an area known as the Tombaugh area. Scientists still don't know the origin of these many bumps on the surface. Many experts believe that this is due to the connection of the glacier infiltration and natural evaporation. Since there are few signs of impact in the area concerned, it is reasonable to conclude that it was a short time before the formation of the Earth. Individual pits are hundreds of feet wide and extend into the ground. The arrangement of many structures allows scientists to make important decisions about the exchange of nitrogen between the dwarf planet's surface and atmosphere. Delve into Pluto's mysteries. The New Horizons mission to Pluto is more than just a space voyage. It's a trip back in time where we can see the dwarf world as it evolved over billions of years. The spacecraft's detailed images have opened a window into Pluto's past and revealed clues about the processes that shaped its surface. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of Pluto, each episode tells a story, and each episode reveals a chapter in Earth's history. One of the most beautiful features of Pluto's surface is its youthful appearance. The absence of holes indicates that the surface is constantly being renewed. It also appears that cold volcanoes, water ice, and other non-solid, non-metallic materials melt and flow to the surface. These volcanic crystallization processes may be responsible for the flat plains and the modern appearance of Sputnik Planitia. Pluto's mountains are also mysterious, like the Rocky Mountains on Earth. These mountains are made of solid water ice, which is hard as rock due to extreme cold. The forces that created these mountains are not fully understood. Unlike Earth, Pluto does not have tectonic activity driven by a molten core. Theories suggest that these ice sheets were brought down by the downward flow of nitrogen dioxide, but this remains a matter of debate. The layers of fog seen by New Horizons represent complex interactions between the surface and the atmosphere. As the dwarf planet approaches the Sun in its orbit, the ice on the surface heats up slightly and turns into gas, creating a temporary atmosphere. As Pluto moves away from the Sun, these gases dry out on the surface, a process that takes centuries. The legacy of the New Horizons mission to Pluto has changed our understanding of this distant planet. Before this mission, Pluto was just a speck in our eyes, a blob on the edge of our solar system. We now have maps of the surface that show a complex and diverse landscape that matches the inner planets. The data collected by New Horizons will be analyzed for years to come, providing new insights into the geology, atmosphere, and potential for further exploration of Pluto and other planets. Kuiper Belt. The assignment also raised new questions. For example, what energy source powers terrestrial activity on Pluto? How are different functions and dynamics created in the interactions between the surface and the atmosphere? What does Pluto teach us about other icy bodies that inhabit the outer reaches of the solar system? The future of Pluto exploration, although New Horizons has provided much information, there is much more to learn. Future missions to Pluto may include surveys that could probe the surface for more information.